says a nice thing. Like, so they're talking about this, and Yates says, you know what was kind of cool about which I reposted, which we'll get to in a second. I reposted on my social media feed. Yates says a nice thing about me. And he goes, it was really cool seeing, there's a picture of me pitching.
Yeah.
Like,
that was cool.
Right?
That's you leaning out there.
That's me doing my thing. And he goes, it was really cool because I knew Trav played, but it was just cool to see a picture of him doing his thing. Well, Emily takes not one but two separate shots at me. She takes a shot at me that she was just dumbstruck that I was able to repost said conversation.
Because you never do. I'm just shocked that you knew how to do it.
You have it, Jorge? Let's take a listen to this.
He reposted this, so I'm shocked that he actually did any social media around this as well.
That's crazy because the best part about it for me was seeing an actual photo of him on the mound. Like, we all know Travis and we all know what he's done, but like the photographic evidence was really, really something. What else you guys got on the show today?
And by the way, that photo looks like it's from the 1910s.
See? That's the second one. Right there.
And by the way, the first one was very much a Chris Morales shade of like, you don't do social media ever. And so that was a Chris Morales.
It did look a little dated.
What do you mean? You and I are the same age.
I know. Our old shots are dated now. A little bit. I get it. For them, it might look like it's 1910.
I was playing baseball at a mid-major at best in 1992.
Yeah.
We did not have Walter Yost out there shooting our games.
Have uniforms changed since then?
Yes.
Okay, uniforms have changed.
Gloves have changed.
Camera technology has changed.
Saying. And by the way, it was probably done by an assistant coach who was hungover from the night before.
I'm just surprised it was in color.
I can see why it would look a little older. Yeah, it does. It looks a little dated.
She called me old twice in the span of 30 seconds.
But it looked good.
Okay,
I was as impressed as Clinton was.
Can I say
seeing
something?
you do your thing. Really.
The first one wasn't that you're old, it's that you don't care about social media or posting on social media.
Well,
that can be any age. Like my roommate Esteban doesn't post on social media because he just doesn't care. So it's not old. It's just that you don't care.
Seeing you do something I know you can't do now. God,
I want to
that
argue
position
with
you were in that's after you released, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't get in that spot now. Yeah, you'd break now.
No, I can't. I want to call you so many names right now. I want to say,
bro.
I want to say so many. Of course, I can't do that.
No,
you want to
can't.
hear something crazy?
Right.
I weigh about the same
right now.
Now I do.
Yeah.
But me stand on one leg, bend at 90 degrees up at the waist. Not a chance.
So Travis, does UCSB have a football program?
They did my freshman year. No,
okay,
not since then.
Not
Undefeated
since
1991.
Of course. And so just tell me about how big were the baseball players on campus?
They were not.
Non-existent?
Yeah, they were not.
So do you think Corey Close knew who you were at all?
No.
Okay.
I don't. And I'll say
who were
this.
the big men on campus
Did
then?
you know her?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
so here's the
okay.
thing. Like, I was friends with a few guys on the basketball team, the men's basketball team. Mike Meyer, Dries Jones, Paul Johnson were friends of mine. We hung out. Like, we knew each other.
Yeah.
Okay. I had two friends from the women's volleyball team, Christy Ryan and others that we would get ready for practice in the training room at the same time. So I got to know.
You got to be in the same building.
So we're getting our knees and shoulders iced at the same time. So I got to know a handful of women from the volleyball team. We would practice next to the softball team. Seasons were at the same time, so I knew a handful of the softball players. I never crossed paths with the women's basketball team. Never. Like I was never in the training room at the same time. Forgive me. I never went to any of the games. Like I just was not in that same circle. So I did not know Coach Close when she was a player there. So I'm not even a little surprised that she had no idea that I was there.
Their tournament time are done. And where are you in college baseball right now?
You're in the middle of your conference season.
Middle of your you probably never see each other.
No,
at all.
Very rarely.
Unless you're injured and whatnot.
And other than going through the training room, that's it. But their seasons were very
on the
different.
wall, like there's that picture, and there you are.
I knew the coach of the women's team, Mark French. What up, Coach French? But I only knew him because he used to be a player on the baseball team when he was a student at UCSB. So that was the connection. But
no shock she didn't know you. But AK with the junk ball, really?
See, here's another thing that I don't like about that. He was right too.
Right.
Like I don't like that the scouting report.
Oh, you're mad because he was accurate.
I was what we would call now a thummer. I was a thummer. A thummer.
I've never heard of a thummer.
Thumb forward, curveball, sliders, thumb forward.
Okay. A thummer.
Thummer is the opposite of someone who throws hard.
Or junk ball.
Junk ball is the less complimentary way. I was more of a thumber than a junk baller.
I got you.
Despite the fact that
you're a
mean the
specialist. There you go.
I was just not very good.
Wow.
Would be the overarching description.
But that is cool. I was, as like Clinton, I was like, wow, that's Travis. Look at Travis. Look at Travis doing his thing.
There was a time.
Yeah.
There was a time.
There was a time?
Yeah.
Do you remember that shot at all? Probably not.
No, I don't.
They all start to blend after a while. Okay.
I remember that was one of the pictures that showed up in the campus newspaper.
Yeah.
Like that was I would get the shot because the pitching shots are always good shots because you're guaranteed to get an action shot.
Yeah, there.
I'm going to be in action. Your shortstop, you could shoot 3 innings and the ball never goes there.
Right.
Right. So you never know what you're gonna get. So the pitchers were usually the ones that were in the paper. So I got my picture in the paper occasionally.
Parker, wait.
Usually it was me looking distressed after another rough inning. But Emily, you're dead to me, at least for the next 30 seconds. Parker,
she's making
you too.
Parker. Oh, my God, bro. I don't believe you.
I got to say, I'm looking at this picture. Man, Bobby, that's Bobby.
You seeing that?
I see Bobby, like
yeah?
your son Bobby. Like that's
I mean, it makes sense. That is his son.
Genetics are a powerful thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just wait till my kid gets older, then she'll look like you.
How about that?
What?
Just when you think you got some friends, you think you at least have some colleagues that they just aggressively besmirch your reputation.
I think everybody's above board right now. Clinton said she liked
I
it.
have no beef with Clinton.
Emily,
None.
I get where Emily's coming
I
from.
think I'm the only one that actually didn't do anything nice to you. I think
1910?
I said I did not do anything nice to you.
okay,
I'm the only one that actually can take any blame.
No,
Andy was trying to make a connection. Parker was doing his job.
There's your guy.
Parker was the one that actually fired the shot.
That's your guy. Yeah.
Andy ordered the hit. Parker went and executed
Parker's
the
the button man.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He's the guy that shows up and just drops the gun and walks away from the scene.
Highest bidder. I see. Okay. That means we could use him. There you go.
I'm here for the beer afterwards.
Right. Huh?
I'm here for the beer afterwards if you want to,
Yeah, well, no, you're a pal. We're good. You
didn't listen to the end of that conversation with me and Clinton. After this, I'm gonna go watch Aguirre, the Wrath of God from Werner Herzog. Anybody?
I like. He's got that
Werner
weird, creepy
Herzog.
voice, right?
That weird
That's
dude.
him, right?
Show me the baby.
Yeah, that guy.
That's
Did
Werner
you see?
Herzog.
You saw Reacher, right? Tom
yeah.
Cruise.
Yeah.
That was him.
Yeah.
The guy at the end that chewed off his own fingers. That is a weird
Werner
dude.
Herzog is a weird guy. I can't
Weird
wait. I want to read
dude.
his autobiography so bad.
Yeah.
He's in
Weird
an
guy.
episode of The Simpsons that's just terrific. Just terrific.
He's just all about the concept of human beings and just everything's a pit of a black hole,
Yes.
and we were all going to die one day.
What was that movie?
He's right.
Bear Man, the guy that went out and lived with bears.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what you're. I know exactly.
He's the
Yeah.
guy that tore up the video evidence of it. He watched it, he saw it, and told the guy's wife or girlfriend never show that and destroy it. Yeah. After this whole thing. Oh, that guy. Oh my God.
He also did the original Nosferatu, but like a second Nosferatu. So there's the original silent one. Then he did the one that was popularized. Like if you think of Nosferatu, a lot of times you're thinking of Nosferatu the vampire that Werner Herzog did.
What's he got going out now?
It's not a new film. It's from the 70s.
What's it called?
It's called Aguirre, the Wrath of God. I watched it actually in college. I took a German film class, and it was
As
one
we
of
all
the things
do.
that we
No.
German film is weird.
Weird. No, that's one I'm going to skip there.
So-
No, I'm good.
I
got
don't
enough
know what it's
nightmares.
about. Only I know exactly what it's about.
It's about
one of those things.
conquistadors, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get The Exorcist out of my system.
All right,
Way
so
back. Yeah.
here's what's on tap today on 710. Thanks to our pals at Michelob Ultra. The Lakers are back on the court tonight against the Pelicans, looking to get on the right side of things. Coverage begins at 6. Tip-off is at 7:30. You can hear it on your afternoon drive on 710 AM or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.5 carbs, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. That was quite a game last night.
Gosh
Intense.
dang them Warriors.
For a regular season game, that had a lot of juice to it. We'll get into it next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go.
Tuesday night in Los Angeles, the Kings beat the league-leading Winnipeg Jets 4-1 to sweep the season series with Winnipeg.
Approaching the midway point of period one, up the wall, it's intercepted by Kuzmenko, hands it off to Kempe, left circle for Kuzmenko, over to Kopitar, scores! Oh, as crisp and smooth as you like. Logan Stanley, the burly defenseman, stripped to the puck by Kuzmenko. Kings step in with numbers. Left wing, Kuzmenko shoots, scores! The Kuzmenko Show. It just won't stop.
Now, with 2 huge points on the line, the Kings visit Salt Lake City for the first time to meet the Utah Hockey Club. Don't miss the action. Listen to it unfold live at 6 p.m. Pacific on the new ESPN LA app.
Freezer section, try the steamed dumplings or the mandu. Bibigo knows that food brings people together, just like the purple and gold. Try Bibigo today.
Cappy here to tell you about my great friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. I'm a huge fan for so many reasons. The safety, technology, versatility, reliability, and they're all about the Subaru Love Promise. The cars are spacious and sporty. You got to go see my boy Omar and his team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They're focused on your needs, and they're the most knowledgeable people when it comes to getting you into the right Subaru. Ocean Subaru, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Go to OceanSubaruOC.com. That's OceanSubaruOC.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
Hello, I'm Richard Navarro, General Manager at Fleming Steakhouse and Wine Bar in downtown Los Angeles, where unforgettable dining meets the heart of the city. Whether it's prime steaks, fresh seafood, or a handcrafted cocktail, we're here to make your next experience out exceptional. Call us today at 213-745-9911 to reserve your next table. We're open for lunch and dinner. Fleming's, where great steaks, good times. Call at 213-745-9911.
We've all heard mortgage rates have finally moved down. So if you've gotten a mortgage in the last 2 years, contact the Loan Exchange to check on lowering your mortgage payment. Today, the Loan Exchange is offering a 30-year fixed free closer loan at 5.99% rate and APR. That's right, there are no closing costs. Wow! You can lower your monthly payment without increasing your loan balance. Isn't it worth a few minutes of your time to find out how much the Loan Exchange can lower your payment? By the way, if rates go down further next year, you can do the same thing again without any closing costs. Call the Loan Exchange at 855-752-9944 or go to theloanexchange.com for a free closer 30-year fixed rate and APR of 5.99%. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. Call 855-752-9944 or visit theloanexchange.com.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-452-6262. That's 800-452-6262. Again, that's 800-452-6262.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
You want to make friends, you buy a round for the bar.
Yeah.
Luka did that with parking. I thought that was fantastic.
Terrific.
Yes.
The Travis and DeMarco Show rolls on
LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
I just got this tweet. I love this. My wife told me this morning the toilet handle is broken. Should we call the plumber or buy a new one? I was like, who do you think I am, Travis? It's an easy fix. Buy a new one at Home Depot for $8 and install it. Just connect the chains and the flap, and it's a new one.
What the hell's going on today? Why am I in the barrel? Why is it the day where everybody's going to say terrible things about me? I'm a nice guy. Here's what I do. Yeah. I come to work every day. I try hard. I go home and I leave everybody alone.
Right. But is he wrong?
No, he's dead
exactly.
right. This is what you said.
Wrong. None of you are like making things up.
This
You're
is
all
what
right.
you set in motion.
I will say.
Look, who do you think I am, Travis?
That's messed up. It's also fair. I could fix that.
How?
It's one of the
You can fix the toilet?
I can fix the handle on the toilet.
Okay.
Like if I can't, the little rubber gasket thing on the inside and the chain and the handle, I know how to do that.
I know you can fix most things. You just don't want to.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, I would
just
tell
don't
you
want
if I could.
to.
I can fix that. No, it's not that I don't.
If you had to, you could.
No.
If you had
give me an instance of an example of something you think I could fix, and I will 100% tell you the truth.
You got a leaky pipe; it's shooting water into your
I could turn
room.
off the water to the house.
That's something.
Okay,
you wouldn't have to call out for help.
I know where the water main shutoff is in my home.
Okay,
that I know,
if
but I
you
couldn't
had
replace the pipe.
You're stuck in the middle of the desert in a car, and you're overheating, and you found water. You could.
I could put it in the radiator.
You could change the oil if necessary.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Changing the oil? Oh, really?
No.
Find that bolt at the bottom of the tank.
No. Yeah.
That's the first thing I went to. Okay.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do that. I could do
You could put
shut
oil
off the
in
water.
the car, not change.
I could put I know where the oil goes in.
I shouldn't have
but
said
I
change
couldn't
the
get it
oil.
out.
You can put oil in the car.
Yes.
Okay, so there's things you can do.
Okay.
You can change a tire if necessary.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, these
you just don't want
these
to.
are like first grade level tasks.
Fix the sink. What do you call that? The garbage disposal.
Unless I can push the button at the bottom.
Yeah, you
if
can't
that
replace
doesn't work,
one?
I'm done. No, if the button's out, I'm out.
Help me. Give me one, Jorge. What's something he should know how to do?
You can hang up a picture, right?
No, we've been over this. If I ever get a divorce, it's going to start with can you hang this for me? That's how it's going to.
Okay.
The judge is going to have. Well, how did this start? She asked me to hang a shelf.
Yes.
That's how it's going to start.
Travis, we just gave you an op, so when it comes in, don't ask us where it comes from. It's coming from you.
I can fix that.
Right.
That game last night was.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was follow me on this. I don't know if it was a good game and like it was super well played, but it was a super good game to watch.
It was fun.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was like the second and third quarters were kind of ugly. I didn't think either team played all that well, but the intensity level was there.
That's playoff ball.
It really felt like it.
But more of a restrained playoff ball because I'm sure there's going to be some things that both sides will do in the postseason when it matters most defensively.
Mm-hmm.
But both sides, I thought, played well. The Lakers and the Warriors. I really did. I really did.
There were spots.
Well, like the questions I had going in.
Yeah.
How are you going to deal with Jimmy Butler? Still a question, right? I thought Jimmy Butler was very effective outside of scoring the basketball.
Yeah.
It didn't show up on the stat sheet, but he was everywhere. He and Draymond just destroyed everything.
They are, 20-4 with him in the lineup?
Presents a lot of question marks defensively and offensively. The guy gets buckets. He can get to the line, especially when it matters most.
Mm-hmm.
The other side is it's Luka's first look at them and how they're going to guard him. Luka was off. You didn't get much out of him. You didn't get much out of Dorian Finney-Smith. You didn't get much out of anybody outside of LeBron and Austin Reeves.
AR, yeah.
So it's the first time we're seeing the new look Warriors and the new look Lakers. They're up one. It's not discouraging. It was a great game. It was a whole lot of fun. Can't wait to see it again down the road because you know it's about to happen again.
I like that word a lot, DeMarco. I think that's spot on. It was disappointing that they lost, but it wasn't discouraging.
At all.
And I think mostly for me, the reason it wasn't discouraging was one of the things that you just said, which is Luka was bad last night.
6 of 17.
6 of 17, didn't make a three for the first time in a few years, literally. And
they hunted his ass.
And they did. Look, but you know what? Quite frankly, him being bad on defense, I think is just SOP.
But it was they are coming after him. They're finding every way they can to make sure he's in the action,
and they're going to.
Yes,
and that's just Luka Doncic is not going to turn around tomorrow morning and be Michael Cooper.
No,
it's not going to happen.
JJ's going to have to help.
He's not a great defender, and I don't think he ever will be. But we do know he's a great scorer.
Mm-hmm.
We do know he's a great passer. We do know that he's got an incredibly high basketball IQ. And last night, he just wasn't very good. Mm-hmm. That's not going to happen very often.
No.
And so if you lose the game the way that the Lakers – this was a close game late into the fourth quarter with Luka Doncic having a bad night. So if Luka Doncic just has a decent night, you probably win that game. If Luka has a good night,
it's close. Yeah.
If Luka has a good night, you almost certainly win the game.
What's his name?
And he's going to have a bunch of good nights. So for me, to your point, that's why I'm not discouraged by what I saw last night. It's disappointing that they lost. They still hold the tiebreaker over the Warriors, all of that stuff. But it was more of a Luka's not going to be that bad very often, and they still had a really good chance. I wasn't discouraged by what I saw.
And I'm not sure if they're going to look that good off the bench. Kuminga looked great, and I can't say is Podziemski is 28. Will you see that again? Will the Lakers bench be this bad again? Probably not. Will Luka and the bench be bad at the same time? Probably not. That's why it's not discouraging. They just beat you.
I'm with you on all of that but one part. I agree with you on Podziemski. Yeah. Podziemski had the night of his life.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's knocking down half-court shots. I mean, it was just... It
said he routinely beats Steph in those half-court shots.
It looked like it. I mean, and by the way, Steph was terrific last night. He was great. But Steph's going to be terrific way more often than he's not. So that's the one thing you just kind of have to find a way to live with or deal with. Podziemski, you're going to be able to slow him down a little bit. The bench for the Lakers is the one part that I'm like,
7 points?
That's very low. But I think one of the things, and this is not just specific to the Laker bench, I think this is benches generally in the NBA, they're completely unpredictable. Some nights you're terrific, and some nights you're bad. And last night they got a bad one. But to bank on something, anything other than just the middle, I think is a bit of a hope more than an actual realistic expectation.
Yeah, it's hard to depend on bench scoring. You wish it was more consistent, but it's
all
not.
over the map.
But if, like I said, if your bench is going to be cold and their bench is going to be hot, you cannot have an ice cold Luka or even a lukewarm Luka. He's got to be hot to offset what's going on there. Thank you very much. Right there, try the veal. But something else struck me last night, man. I mean, you don't get many more of these as a basketball fan. Steph and LeBron out there running around.
And both of them at high levels.
Putting on a show. Yeah, and throw Draymond in there too.
Yeah.
At some point, they're all going to cycle out, and this little
but
rivalry.
You're right. Steph and LeBron are in the thinnest slice of the league's history.
And they were going at it tooth and nail. So, and I can't wait to see it again. But only in basketball, outside of combat sports, do you get the two stars that actually go head to head.
Yeah. You don't get it in football.
Yeah, Peyton Manning's never picked off Tom Brady.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In baseball, like two great hitters don't face each other.
No, you'll get the Verlander against Trout or something like that, but you're right.
Even that's baseball, though. It still favors the pitcher.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah, you don't get to see these matchups and appreciate them before they're gone because they'll be gone before you know it.
Yeah, it was, look, I was watching.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
And once these dudes cycle out, right, like LeBron and Steph, no matter how you feel about them, they are classy folk. So they're going to leave the NBA in the hands of Ja Morant.
$75,000 lighter, by the way. He got fined $75K for that.
That's how you compete.
Yeah.
You win or lose, and then you show respect to the other side.
Do you ever have
that's basketball?
One of those moments where you knew you knew it, but for whatever reason it just landed differently because you heard it in a different way. Like watching the game last night.
Junk ball pitcher.
Something like that. Yeah. Very good. Junk ball pitcher. See, now you're doing it. Like Jorge, do me a favor. Don't be the last one in here. Like you're the one person who hasn't been cruel to me so far today.
Saying, junk
you're
ball
right.
pitcher.
You're right. So it was we spent so much time talking about LeBron that we've talked about. He's in his 22nd season. He's 40 years old. Like I am fully aware of LeBron's athletic mortality. Right, that we're in uncharted waters with what he's doing. No one's ever done this, so the end could come really at any time. We just don't know. They said it last night during the game that Steph Curry's 37 years old.
Crazy.
And it stopped me in my tracks.
Yeah.
Part of it is because he doesn't look 37. He's a little more filled
face.
out, but he's got a baby face. He has all his hair.
He also doesn't look like it as he plays.
Right. It just, but wait, Steph Curry is 37 years old, and it brought exactly what you said. Like, man, not only are they both still out there, but they're both still out there doing what they do.
Still balling.
And it probably won't last beyond, even if you're super optimistic, a year, maybe two more, where they're both firing at this level. And by the way, this may be it.
For both? Yeah, you never know.
One
you
or
never
both,
know.
But
You never
to have
know.
both of them at the same time, and I don't know what it was. Like, you see Draymond, he's got gray beard. You're like, yeah, great. Draymond's old. Look at his face. He looks like he's losing his hair. Like, Draymond looks old.
Yes.
Steph doesn't.
No, he still looks the same and could do it for another couple of years. Who knows? We'll see. But the Warriors are different. I know there's a lot of negative about Jimmy Butler, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot not to like. But what's the one thing you can say that he's not?
A wimp.
Not a wimp, and he's not dumb basketball IQ-wise.
No, he's not.
The guy is super smart.
Yeah.
So is Draymond.
Yeah.
On that end, they can figure out what you're doing and
They're
blow
really good.
it up.
They're really good.
Yes.
They're really good.
Super good.
Yeah. You don't go 20-4 or whatever the number is in the NBA on good luck or an easy schedule, or you got to be really good.
And then he can score on the other. Yeah, that's why I would love the matchup. It's marquee. It's fun. But I'm with you. It's a scary matchup. They could send you home. They just showed you last night.
So anybody, I think, other than Memphis can send them home. They also can beat anybody.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that. Jay Williams had a take on Luka that I think is interesting. I think it's wrong, but I think it's interesting. That's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
LAFC's homegrown hero, Nathan Ordaz, is cooking up this year.
Racing towards the 18, shot from 22 and in! Ordaz has scored, it's a golazo!
After the win over Inter Miami, the black and gold are back to MLS play tomorrow in Houston.
First of all, we have to focus on Houston, and then after that, it's about the second leg in Miami, and hopefully we can take it.
LAFC visit the Houston Dynamo. Pre-game starts tomorrow at 5 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Wildfires don't just destroy homes, they turn lives upside down. When the Eaton fire swept through, families were left scared and overwhelmed and unsure where to turn. You're about to hear something from someone who lived through it, one of Jacob's clients, one fighting for justice against Southern California Edison.
When I got the call, there was a fast-moving fire. I was like, no, this is not happening. And I tried to get out the car to get into the house. When I came out, flipped down the stairs, and I sat outside till almost 4 in the morning. I drove to the market, and I slept in my car. And when I went back, it looked like someone had dropped a nuclear bomb out to the. I couldn't recognize the streets.
If the Eaton fire left you and your family with nothing, Jacob Emrani is ready to fight for you. He's already filed lawsuits against Southern California Edison for their responsibility for the fire, and his team is helping families recover every dollar they deserve. Call 844-24-JACOB or visit calljacob.com. Together, we are LA Strong.
Call Jacob.
Hey, basketball fans. John Ireland here. You've seen Austin Reeves rise to the occasion, and now he's bringing that same drive to his latest signature shoe, the AR2s from Rigorer. Built for speed, support, and all-day comfort, these kicks are made for players who never back down. Austin was involved in every step, making sure the AR2s match his game. Tough, versatile, and ready for anything. Go to Rigorer.com, R-I-G-O-R-E-R, and get your pair today. Rigorer.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investment to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover train will quickly move guests between all terminals, the new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and a kiss and fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less. And trains depart every 2 minutes, beginning in early 2026. Learn more on this website, lawa.org/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
If you're just tuning in, you might not realize it, but today is National Make Travis Feel Bad Day. And actually, it was more like yesterday carrying over into today. So if you guys listen to Mason and Ireland, they have a segment called Sports Graffiti where they fill up the phone lines, just go down the line, and just bang calls for a segment. So one of the callers, Travis, you'll recognize who this is, called in to talk about the UCSB and his relationship with both Travis and with Corey Close. So this is from yesterday's Sports Graffiti on Mason Island.
Jack is on Sports Graffiti. Jack, what do you got?
Hi, I'm Jack. I was a former academic advisor at UCSB. So I had former Lakers and current Lakers. I had Gabe Vincent. I had Brian Shaw. I had Don Ford. And I also had Travis and Corey. And let me tell you, Corey was a much better athlete than Travis.
Probably a better student, too.
Yeah, probably better in pretty much everything. But thank you, Jack. That's very helpful. And if you don't think we're going to play this for Travis, you haven't met us.
Jeez, what is going on?
I don't know.
What is happening?
Look, Corey probably was a better player than I was. I was, at best, middle of the pack. At best. But Andy didn't have to call me stupid.
Hey, bro.
That's
Andy's got heat with you.
Yeah,
AK's got heat with you. I don't know why.
Ireland, this goes back to when Michael Thompson said that George Niang from the Cavs had Travis Rogers' body.
Yes.
And Ireland was more amused by it than he should have been. This is... By the way, I have nothing bad to say about Jack, even though he besmirched me on National Make Travis Feel Bad Day. I would not be a college graduate without
an
Jack
apology,
Reeves.
Senator.
So, Jack, you get a free pass from me in perpetuity, but that's messed up.
AK is Don Barzini. You cannot blame Parker. He's just Luca Brasi.
And John lines it up too. John is laughing too hard.
Yes, John gets an odd amount of satisfaction when I get insulted. Like it's like I get it. We all DeMarco. I like to tease you.
Yeah,
you tease,
of course.
we like to tease it, but like John really likes it. Like he called him stupid. Yeah. Hey, he sucked.
Let's amplify that.
He's not as good as an athlete.
Right. Well, the list of people that I'm not as good of an athlete as is long. It is a
long but distinguished.
It is a very long list indeed. I can't wait to figure out who else says something nasty about me today.
Just wait.
I don't think it'll be Jay Williams.
Just wait. Yes.
Listed all this week to our show, the Travis and DeMarco Show, for your chance to win a Pechanga Angels prize pack. That includes a pair of tickets to a future Angels game and a limited edition Pechanga Angels jersey. All you have to do is correctly answer an Angels trivia question and listen all this week from 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. I want to play this for you, DeMarco. This is Jay Williams, former Duke standout and high draft pick, of course, was part of Keyshawn's morning show for a long time. Here is Jay talking about Luka Doncic and his stock since coming to the Lakers.
Guys, that we've been talking about. If you're going to be a liability on the defensive end, then you need to be prolific on the offensive end. You know, his last 5 games, he's been shooting below 50% from the field, and he's one of the most least efficient volume shooters since he's joined the Lakers. So if you're not going to be prolific and carry the load offensively, teams are going to attack you defensively. And what Golden State did defensively, they didn't play in drop coverage, which allows Luka to be surgical and tactical in his approach, because that's where he can dissect you. They switched everything, and you have bigs on the perimeter guarding Luka, contesting shots late, and that's why his efficiency is low.
What do you make of that?
Well, this is me on the airplane going ding, and just the fasten your seatbelt sign has been illuminated. A little turbulence, no big deal. This is just what it is to have Luka on your team. This is nothing new. Mavericks fans know. We've been talking about this forever, and the Warriors give him fits. They always have, no matter what uniform he wears, Mavericks or Lakers, they always give him fits. But he's exactly right. It's what we said a couple of segments ago. If you're going to be a guy they hunt for on the defensive end, and they're going to get points on you, you've got to make that up on the other end. You can't be 6 of 17 and a liability defensively. You can be a liability defensively and also score 40 points. That will help the Lakers, but what you can't be is inefficient on both sides. You lose. That's the way that goes. But this is normal with Luka Doncic. This is not anything
the Luka
new.
Experience.
Yes, this is nothing new.
So
he didn't come here and get worse.
What he's saying is true, but I think there's a huge comma but after, right?
Huge butt and a little butt?
A big butt, a DeMarco butt. See, now I'm turning it on you.
I like that, though. Yeah. See? I resemble that. I can say that. You can't, junk ball. You just called me a fat ass. Yeah. That's what I heard.
Here's the thing. Luka, I said this to you right when he got here, and I mentioned it. I've mentioned it at least 3 or 4 times. Luka has really not shot the ball well since he's come to the Lakers. He's had games where he has, but overall, his shooting has been below my expectation. Mm-hmm. If this is what he is as a shooter, then Jay's point is a good one. I don't think that's what Luka is. Luka is an elite level scorer. An elite level scorer. I have no doubt that there's going to be some playoff games coming up, whether it's this season or next season or sooner than later, where Luka single-handedly wins them some games because he's just unstoppable offensively. He's that good. He's a guy that can get buckets. He's a guy that can make shots. He can get to the rim. He can set up other people. They will win playoff games because Luka Doncic is a elite offensive player. And if that's true, then he can be a liability to a degree on defense. I think that saying, oh, see, he shot really badly last night, or he shot really badly for the last 10 or 12 or 15 games, it's unfair to Luka. He hasn't played particularly well offensively. Yeah. He will. He's Luka Doncic. He's one of the great offensive players ever. That guy's going to come back.
Or could it be that Luka matched up against the Warriors is a bad matchup? So Jay Will in that was talking about how they plan on defense, and Optimus Prime Rim was pointed out on Twitter that the Warriors have always been a bad matchup for Luka. Mavs were eliminated in 5 when they faced the Warriors in 2022. Again, Luka was younger in the Western Conference Finals. Luka's performance last night against the Warriors may not be so much of an outlier. It might be that the Warriors themselves know how to take down Luka, so JJ and the coaching staff need to figure out how to spread that out.
There's a long list of great players in every sport that had trouble with that.
Oh, God,
This guy, that team, this coach, great players, Hall of Fame players that for whatever reason, I can't get a hit off that guy. For whatever reason, I can't get that guy out. I always go back to this as kind of my default. We were having a conversation with Nolan Ryan one day, and he was talking about striking out Dave Winfield and Willie McCovey and all these great players. He goes, the one guy I couldn't get out was Mark Belanger. Mark Belanger's like a lifetime 205 hitter.
Oh yeah.
He goes, I couldn't get him out. Like sometimes there's just weird stuff that happens. And the Warriors are really good, so I don't mean to make it sound like they're the NBA's Mark, but
it sucks when that guy is in your division.
Right. It could just be that's a really bad match for them, and you're going to need for the bench to be better. You're going to need for LeBron and AR to carry the water on nights like that, and then Luka's going to have to incrementally get better. But I don't think that just because he struggles against Golden State or had a bad night last night that all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I don't know, man. Luka is fine. He had a bad night. He's a Luka Doncic. You do the trade 100 times out of 100. Every team in basketball, not named the Mavericks, would move heaven and earth to get him on your team. It's fine. It was a bad night. That's it.
Big time. Jim Pine. I beat Hall of Famers. I could not beat this bum named Jim Pine.
I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
He's a guard for the Cleveland Browns. When
and
I
he just
gobbled
you up?
Just hammered me, and I could not figure out why. Anyway, but Luka is the type of guy, I'll say this about his talent and where he is with any team that he's on, including his Euro teams. He's going to be the reason you win or the reason you lose.
Could be.
Period. End of story.
Could be.
If he does, but the book on him has always been the same. You could take advantage of him on the defensive end. That has never changed. I don't care what shape he gets in. Probably never will. It is what it is. But the one thing he does to offset that is he will shoot the lights out when it matters most. It didn't happen last night. Am I confident that's going to happen? That performance will happen again? Nah. Probably not.
I'm with you.
There's no way he goes 6 of 17 again against the Warriors.
He had a bad night.
Bad night.
Look, he hasn't been here a super long time. He is figuring out the Lakers and playing with these new teammates. Like it takes even a great player like Luka, it's going to take a little bit of time to figure that out.
I wonder if Draymond gets in his head.
Could be.
Because Draymond should be his kryptonite.
Again, the kryptonite, whatever their kryptonite, there really is no rhyme or reason to it sometimes. It's just that guy gives me Jim. That's my Jim Pine. I can't figure this guy out.
And one more thing, dude. And look, it may be a LeBron thing. I wish it was a JJ thing, but that's tough for JJ because this is the NBA. If Luka starts to hate you, you get fired. All this complaining to the refs now, old. Let it go.
Yeah.
It matters more than the call they just missed. Get your butt back down the floor and play defense.
It's the one part of the Luka experience in LA that I'm like, I really don't like this.
Yeah.
Like it's a hard watch. It's counterproductive to team success. Like it really is. Dude, just shut up and go back.
But it's no different too than what it was before.
I know. I'm not saying it's
you
new,
can't do that here.
But when you see it every night and every game and virtually every possession, it's like, dude, will you just go back? It's a lot.
You haven't. Well, I was going to say you haven't earned that in a Laker uniform until you win.
He's earned it in the league.
In a league, okay.
He's earned
but
it in
here,
the league.
you can't do that. No,
you
no,
not
now.
This is the Luka experience, right? Think about just last year with Luka. I don't want to say single-handedly, but they mostly went to the NBA Finals because Luka was just out of his mind offensively. And then how did the season end? They got blown out by the Celtics in the finals. And what was the narrative at the end of the finals? Luka's fat and out of shape.
Yes.
Okay, so it's both. The reason they were there is because he's that awesome. The reason that they were struggling against the Celtics is because he was gasping for air.
The opposite way on defense. Yeah, I know.
This is the Luka experience. I will take it 100 times out of 100, but I'm with you on the whining. That's a lot.
Enough.
Snake Draft. This is Snake Draft. Coming up next is Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
This is John Ireland. You know BBGO. You see their logo on every Lakers jersey, but did you know BBGO is the official game day snack of the Lakers? BBGO promises bold, authentic Korean flavor. And if you're tired of the same old snacks while watching the game, try America's favorite and number 1 Asian snack brand. You can find BBGO products in the freezer section. Try the steamed dumplings or the mandu. BBGO knows that food brings people together, just like the purple and gold. Try BBGO today.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August, and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland. Next at noon after Travis and DeMarco.
I would run through a wall for JJ Redick.
Well, I think that.
No, I mean just me as a talk show. I would literally run through a wall for JJ.
We should make that happen. See that? Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody find a wall. Believe me, I think
there's plenty.
We'll find one of them around here. I can run into it.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason and Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
It's a snake draft.
It is a Friday. It is a snake draft. And I was inspired by a meme account that did this same thing. The worst parking spaces in Los Angeles. And they voted one particular one. Doesn't mean it's going to land up on our list. But I thought we would just draft the worst places to park in Los Angeles. And if you're going to say a specific grocery store, I would like you to be hyper specific. So if you're going to say like Gelson's, no, say Gelson's on Santa Monica Boulevard or whatever. All right.
Isn't there a famous Trader Joe's that no one can park in?
Well, yes, it might be in my list.
Yeah.
So the order is Emily, DeMarco, Travis, Jorge, 3 each, 12 total, because all can fit in the graphic, right, Parker?
See.
Thank you. All right, I'm up first. Shocking. So my
I know
first...
who wasn't going to be first today. Go ahead.
So I'm going to pick one that actually I've rarely parked in. I've parked in this probably twice because I just so severely don't want to pay the cost of parking here. And I don't want to deal with the hassle of parking here. And I will take public transportation to this event to avoid all of this. I'm going to do Dodger Stadium, number 1. I think it's the worst place to park in Los Angeles. It's basically all a parking lot, so I hate the aerials of Dodger Stadium that you see just rows and rows of
You want a
parking.
tight shot of the overhead on Dodger Stadium.
Exactly. It makes it look a little ugly. Thank you, Frank McCourt. But Dodger Stadium is my number 1 overall pick, and so bad I almost never park it or use it.
It's a great pick. I wanted it on my list, and I don't care where you park in that lot. It's impossible to get out at the end of the game, and that's why I now park in the neighborhood and walk in.
All right, DeMarco.
Well, my wife's Korean, so I can get away with this. Anywhere in Koreatown.
I will take blanket Koreatown in totality because 1, they don't have as many parking garages. 2, it's a lot of street parking, but weird street parking. A lot of valets all over the place. It's very compact. Not a lot of space.
We go to the food courts or the mall there when we take our mother-in-law shopping, and there are all these little. I got like an SUV going through there. You got a big car. Yeah, all the dents in my car are from that area. So, street parking non-existent. So
and just a lot of a lot of pedestrians too. So people get in your way. It's it's a lot. It's very dense.
They go right when it says go.
They want to get there first,
right?
Travis.
I thought you were going to take this because, and not because I thought you'd take it, your description of Dodger Stadium applies to what I'm about to say. Take everything Emily took with Dodger Stadium, and you do what you can to avoid it. You end up parking far away, a long walk, et cetera, et cetera.
Take public transit.
All of the above, the Hollywood Bowl. It is just a
mess.
Nightmare.
Okay, so the funny thing is, it depends on the event. So I've gone, and it's been a breeze. And I'm not joking.
To a super popular
not
performer?
Popular. I went to like one of those where they Harry Potter. They showing Harry Potter and playing music.
Yeah.
I parked $25. Was kind of out of there really quickly.
If it's a big draw, that place it's a wonderful venue, but it's a terrible place to try to get in and out of. So.
And they have now even taken away an entire parking lot and make it all rideshare, and so even less places to park. But
Hollywood
good pick.
Bowl.
Jorge, you have 2.
Okay, so we're talking about places to go this weekend, kind of take the kids out and kind of, help Mike explore like the city and whatnot. So we haven't been here in a while. Maybe you can help me out with this end. But the last time I went to the Griffith Observatory, you would have to park along the street and those trails. That is one of the worst places.
And it's hilly.
Yes, that's one of the worst places you can go.
You'll mess up your parking brake and everything like that, as well as like people are staring at you because they had to walk from far away, and you have to walk from far away and uphill.
Yeah.
So Griffith Park Observatory is very high up there, and that's why a lot of people who live here don't go there often.
That's a good hike, though. That down into that canyon and back up to Marco, that's a good spot.
Sweat.
Great views of the city. It's a great.
But maybe not the best if you have a little kid that just wants to go to see the observatory.
Absolutely.
I want to go see the stars, not hike,
man. Jorge, second pick.
My second one, just because I dealt with this when I went to watch my buddy's Bishop Amat High School soccer games. Any high school, when there's an event, football game or whatever, trying to park at a high school, you have to park 2-3 blocks away sometimes because you got away teams, the away families and the local families who are going to come to these high school and check out games. So any local, I guess, sports, high school.
It's a good choice.
Game.
Yeah.
Okay, so high school parking, high school sport parking.
It's just horrible. Yeah.
All right, Travis.
All right.
Especially for a big game.
This is another one. I'm guessing I know you've been there many, many times, but I don't know if you've ever had to park yourself at this venue, DeMarco. It's something that I look forward to every year, right up until it ends. And then it is just an absolute, the Rose Bowl.
Oh, my God.
The Rose Bowl is
my number
one of my favorite days of the year. But you park on that golf course, right? And there's only 2 ways in and out. Well, the Rose Bowl holds 100,000 people, okay? And you've got literally a 2-lane road at the north end that comes in and out, and a 2-lane road at the south end that comes in and out. And you just sit there, and that's why I don't think I invented this, but I am a practitioner of the double tailgate.
Yeah.
We tailgate before, and then the game ends. You bring all the stuff out, set up the chairs, the grill,
Do
the
it
TV,
again.
and tailgate again for another couple hours. Let everybody go home. It's such an absolute. It is gridlocked.
Yeah.
For a solid 90 minutes after a game, nobody's moving. So I'm glad I got the Rose Bowl.
I've never gone in there except by bus.
That's what
I don't want to do it.
You might because
and I don't want to. And we had a police escort that took forever.
Right.
Yeah.
I've only parked at the Rose Bowl for the Flea, which has, it also the same thing, but people are like more varied in when they go out. But it's really hard to find parking. Yeah.
Worse.
Sucks. Swap meet, right? The Flea's a swap meet. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Is it different?
No, I'm just
flea market, swap meet, same thing.
Different words for the same thing.
DeMarco.
What? Oh,
That's
my
your
turn.
pick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Flea market, swap meet, what? Okay, this is funny. So, it's how do I say this? Everybody likes it, and it sucks getting one.
Okay.
It really does. Either through the drive-through or trying to park in the parking lot. Always sucks. In and out.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Always
Is there
sucks.
a specific In-N-Out you're thinking of, or just
Any of them.
Okay.
Any of them with a drive-through, they wrap around. You can't park if you want to go in, or you have to wait an hour.
That is such a good pick. That is such a good pick. And it speaks to the quality of the burger that we will all endure that parking lot or the line because, I want the double-double. Yeah, the line is 70,000 cars long. I don't care. I'm going to wait. I want my double-double.
Yeah, the line when it cuts off the parking lot because the guy is afraid to wait.
Yeah.
Because he thinks somebody's going to steal his place, so he cuts off the entire Yes. We sit there for hours.
Tremendous selection.
Right.
Yeah, great job. All right, so I got two. I'm going to go with one that I go to literally all the time. I probably have been to that place 100+ times. And it is one of the most infuriating things when people don't know how to drive and park in this specific parking garage because you have to gun it. You have to gun it up. So I'm talking about the block. The block parking here in
I've
downtown
heard you
Los
complain
Angeles,
about this
which is
before.
where the Alamo Draft House is, which is where I go a lot. And people don't know that to get to the parking garage, you have to go up this spiral thing to get to a spiral parking to get to where they park. So the spiral ramp. And so people are so confused. And so they go slowly. I'm like, you can't go slowly up this ramp or else we will all back up and we'll all be injured or whatever else. And then when you park it, they also block off the 4th level so often. And so you have to go to the 5th level. And then people don't know that they block on the 4th level and they drive really slowly. It just infuriates me. So the block is my second pick. Last pick, because we're throwing out the idea of very specific parking lots, I'm going to go with Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, I think, specifically designs all their parking lot to be the worst designed parking lots in the history of parking lots.
It is an oddly consistent flaw in their plan.
They're always too small.
Yeah.
They are always the flow of traffic is always very strange. They might have 2 entrances and then they don't know where to go. Specifically, the one in La Brea is terrible. And so I think that it almost makes me not want to go to Trader Joe's. I don't want to fight this parking. So Trader Joe's and the block are my 2 picks. DeMarco.
I need a ruling, old junk ball over there.
Control artist.
Does it have to can it be a place or a time that place turns into a zoo?
She's the judge. I give you a thumbs up on both of them.
I think yes, because Rose Bowl, if you go right now, is not going to be bad.
Right.
Okay.
It's terrible.
You could go. Emily, probably no. The Brentwood Country Mart. Okay?
Yeah.
The parking lot at it's on the corner of San Vicente and 26th Street.
Mm-hmm.
And it is also the place where, as a kid, my grandmother lived in that neighborhood when I was a kid, so we were over there a lot. And it's also the place that it's a nice neighborhood. There is just no parking signs. They're patrolled by. You're not.
You know why I'm laughing? I said the same thing, and I heard it's that. You have.
mean, it's a
I couldn't. Good.
It's called red. Off.
Okay, I'm gonna take downstairs. You come at early hours in the morning. Every spot downstairs.
Do
is
they
marked.
work?
That's what
I've
I'm
never
saying.
seen a car parked there, and they have
Why did that
half
happen?
of
They own the building.
the parking.
Yeah, the whole all of P1 down here.
They own They own it. It's theirs.
Do they have employees? Do they have people that come into work? Probably not.
I don't know the answer to that
But, yeah,
question.
no.
All I know is it would be like, let's say you owned a ginormous house and you had 30 cars. You're going to have 30 parking spots, even if those cars are never.
Will see the line, but
it's a good
yeah,
list.
terrible.
That is a very good list.
Thank
I
God.
like that a lot.
I hate parking.
It sucks.
I wish you could have a car that folds up and put in your pocket. Wouldn't that
Cars. Park it in the motorcycle.
For that?
That's because you drive on ESPN.
Finally figured out that the only thing that's actually crazy is not watching college ball at Morongo. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
College Bibo's biggest games on our big screens everywhere you eat, stay, and play.
Number 2.
Desi Banks, live April 25th.
And the number 1 reason.
Moses Happy Hour is actually several hours. Get half-price brews, bites, and cocktails Monday to Thursday, 2 to 5 p. and Friday, noon to 5.
Morongo, good times.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.